want to grow your business and add to your team, whether it's extra practitioners or admin support, there are a few things within your admin that you need to make sure you stop doing to not only make it easier, but they're kind of essential. So you'll have problems if you keep doing them or if you're not already. So today I'm going to run through just a few things that you need to look at improving if you're intending to outsource or delegate some of your workload. So the first one is paper systems. Maybe you've got paper forms or worksheets, or you're handwriting notes in sessions or using paper service agreements. In some cases, you just need to use paper. It's necessary so a client is able to use it, or it's just easier. I know myself, I like to write on paper when I'm in the middle of a call. It's way easier to just scribble notes on paper. But then I make sure I copy those notes into my CRM or a task app so that nothing gets lost or missed. You just need a process and an easy way of getting that paper digitized. If it's for a form or larger pages of notes, find yourself a good scanning app. It takes less than a minute and you can get your admin support to make sure the notes get filed in the right place if you're short on time. Digitizing your paper documents is important, not just to be able to delegate, but for your record keeping in general. And especially for when you're audited. The auditors need to be able to see that your documentation is being stored correctly and securely. And these days they're rarely coming into your office looking through your filing cabinets. And for your own efficiency and peace of mind as well, to be able to find things later. So this next one should go without saying, but I'm just going to say it just in case. Trying to keep everything in your head is asking for trouble. So obviously this one doesn't apply to session notes or files, but I'm talking about the thoughts, the ideas and to-dos that we think of throughout the day. We've got so much information coming at us these days. Most of us are juggling so many balls in the air. Our memories are affected by that. As much as we joke about baby brain, my memory is nothing like it used to be before I had my daughter. But like it or not, it has an effect, and maybe it's age as well. These days, if I think of something that I need to remember to do something about, or I might need to refer to later, it needs to get written down or saved on my phone. I've got a notebook that I keep on my desk all the time, just to scribble notes during calls. I use an app on my phone if I think of something when I'm somewhere else. I use an app called ClickUp, but it could be as simple as like the reminders app on your iPhone or just the notes app. Don't trust your brain. Don't trust your memory. When it comes to your business and your clients, you can't afford to have things slip through the cracks. And then when you're thinking about growing a team, having other people involved in your business, the other thing that you can't do anymore is save files and information on your own computer, just on your hard drive. Actually, this is even if it is just you. I still wouldn't keep essential information just on my computer. If something happens to that computer, the hard drive dies, it gets damaged or stolen, that information is gone. Some people are nervous about cloud storage and security, but the way I look at it, that like cloud storage companies like Google Drive and OneDrive and Dropbox, their whole business model depends on security. Like they don't exist if they don't keep your data secure. They've got backups, they've got encryption that makes it one of the safest places you can have your information. If you're worried about user friendliness and don't want to have to log into a browser to get to your files, which is totally fair enough, a lot of them have the ability to sync between your computer and the cloud. So for the day-to-day, you can just use like your usual folders like you used to, but it's still syncing to the cloud. So for security and backup, it's essential. And when you're adding team members, it's even more important because those team members need access to that information and they need somewhere to store files that you have access to as well. So having a cloud storage system is a must. And then the final one I'm going to touch on today for what not to do is to have multiple places where you're keeping files and information. So it's one thing to have a backup, but apart from that, you should try and keep everything in one place so that you know where to look for it later. I've made the mistake before when I was trying not to pay for extra storage, having some things in Dropbox and some things in Google Drive and some things somewhere else. it's a recipe for disaster. It wastes time and headspace keeping track of what is where, and then you have that added risk of having duplicate versions of things and not knowing which version is the right one. It just gets messy. So pick one place where everything needs to live. Have a set folder structure set up, making sure that everyone that's working with your information knows the place where everything needs to go, whether it's a practice management system or your cloud storage. Taking the time to define, document and communicate where things need to be stored it's a really worthwhile investment of time. So in today's What Not to Do, we've covered mostly about how you store your information, files and documents, which is just one part of your admin and operations setup. If there's another area you're struggling with that seems to be making your life harder, let me know in the comments and we can answer any questions or maybe cover it in another video. And if you want more information about ways to set up your file storage in a way that's structured and easy to use, I currently have a short survey that I'd love to get your input on. And as a thank you for filling in that survey, at the end of it, you get access to a mini training / setup kit for how to set up your own business information hub. So check that out on the link below, and I'll see you next time with more tips to help you simplify, outsource, and grow.